Welcome to Step Into Your Story. I'm Carla Goldberg, and this is a space to breathe, listen inward, and step into the story your soul is guiding you toward. This is an episode about beginnings, the ones you feel before you can name. And today we are going to be talking about the seed of life symbol. But before we get there, just imagine this journey today is going to be walking with me for an episode where we step into the in-between season. And let's begin with the shape itself. And what does that look like? So the seed of life is 7 circles. In the center is 1 circle. And then think of that as 1 yes, 1 confirmation. And then outside of it are 6 duplicate circles, all spaced evenly. So they're overlapping, but it's like a flower when it comes together. So there's 1 in the center, 1 circle in the center, and then 6 same size circles all the way around it. And it becomes like a giant petal forming out of light. So it looks like a flower, but think of it as the first heartbeat of creation. And let your imagination just hold that shape and think about it. And something in you already knows this pattern, and you've seen it, even if you're not into all the different shapes. You've seen it just through normal life, maybe in artwork, tapestries, different things like that. Once you can feel the shape, even faintly, if you're kind of like, I think I know what it is, just go with that. The next question becomes, why does this pattern matter so much? Well, we're going to look at the geometry behind it. And it's actually a whisper of, I'm ready before clarity comes. The seed of life has a identity that forms in the dark, and it's becoming before it becomes visible. So there's a process, a metamorphosis, if you will. And each circle has its own breath, movement, and step towards form. So the circles are their own entity, but together, collectively, they form something new. The seed of life is not just a symbolic thing. It shows up in our actual everyday lives of being human. And how it shows up is those in-between spaces. Those are the spaces where you feel a shift, but you may not have the words for what that means. It's the restlessness before clarity. It's the tenderness before courage emerges. It's outgrowing your old identity and stepping into new, refreshed direction. It's quiet internal rearranging. And the seed of life is gathering strength, truth, and direction. So no matter what pace you're going, it is sacred. You're never too late or too early to be stepping into your becoming. And the seed of life helps us with that stepping in. To make this a little more tangible, let's bring in a story, something your body already understands. So we're going to use a metaphor. So think of like a seed. A seed is under the soil, right? And it looks like nothing is happening. I mean, you can plant a seed and you cover it up and you're like, I'll water it, but I got a lot of faith there because it's just this little thing I stuck in the ground. I don't know how this is going to work if you haven't been through the process. But there's stuff happening down below that we don't see. And over time, that seedling pops up, pushes that dirt out of the way that soil out of the way so it can be strong. But it's just this little wimpy kind of a thing coming up. It could easily get stepped on and then die, right? So it has some amazing tenacity, but it took some time to get there. To germinate, depending on the seed, most of them are at least going to take 5 to 14 days. So it takes a while. But when it comes up, it's like overnight, boom, there it is. You're like, wow, how did that happen? So it's a becoming that begins underground, places we cannot see. And the most important part of the transformation happens in the dark when we don't even know. And you don't have to rush your own unfolding, your own emerging, your own coming out of the soil. It never needs to be rushed. The seed is never rushing the process. We as humans try and rush the process, but we need to learn to just be and have faith in that progression of our growth. If you are at a season where you can feel something shifting, even if you can't name it, and maybe you want a space that is going to support you with others going through the same thing, that's exactly what we do in my membership. And it's a place that we gather each month, and we have some type of healing or DNA activation, timeline clearing, whatever needs to happen. And we work in that quiet space underground. So we're working on that development. So when you come out, boom, you are like that new seedling that is just like, you are powerful and you are ready. And it's a place where we honor whatever timing you need. The pace is sacred and you don't have to grow alone. So if that's something that your soil has been craving, you're welcome to join us. And if not, that's beautiful too. Take what you need from this episode and let it nourish you. But let's get back to what we need to do. Let's move into your practice for this week. It's something simple, something gentle, something that honors the seed of life. So what we're going to do is I want you to remember that each circle on the seed of life is a yes. Okay, we have the one in the center and then 6 more on the outside surrounding it, overlapping just like a petal or a flower. And I want you to, in your practice this week, identify one small desire or direction and visualize it as a seed. Imagine the seed of life growing inside it. Place it in some gentle, fertile soil, a place that you've been preparing, right? Not just in the hard ground, but kind of get that soil going and put that into the ground, cover it gently, and ask the seed what it needs. And this is not just manifestation. Yes, manifestation is part of this, but this is better than manifestation because we're not just going on what I want. We're asking it, what does it need to get there? And then when we follow that and rely on that intuition and step forward, we are not only learning our own intuition and how to listen to it, we are honoring it, and we are helping create that seed that's going to grow. So tend that soil, not the outcome. We are tending the soil, not the outcome. We're tending to what the seed needs, not thinking about the salsa we're going to make with the tomato. Meet it where it's at. Tend to it. And check in with the seed throughout the week. What do you need to do? Because things change, right? Maybe you do one thing and now it's ready for something else. Sometimes it needs more water. Sometimes it needs more sun. Sometimes it just needs some love. So let your breath meet whatever is rising in this episode. And as we close, let's honor the part of you doing this quiet, unseen work. So what does that look like? Just take a moment to thank the universe, source, God, whichever words resonate with you, and just be thankful for that in-between space. That space where you rest, where it feels like nothing is happening, but things are moving and shifting inside you. Honor the timing. Affirm the unseen labor. That's hard, right? As humans, we want to see it. We want a connection to B, and we want it fast. You're allowed to be a seed right now. You don't have to do. You can just sit and absorb the moisture and get ready for when it's time for you to bust out of there. It's okay to just sit and absorb and be loved on. You are becoming something. This is not a deadline. You are emerging. And may your yes be gentle, and may your soil be soft. Until next time, walk gently, listen closely, and keep stepping into your story.